now, let's talk about communities. Communities are different kinds of groups. Maybe you have your community with your family, or people you go to school with, or people you know from an activity like swimming or soccer. Whatever your group is, that's your community. Let's learn about different types, like small communities or big communities or medium communities. Whatever it is, let's learn some helpful vocabulary and practice our pronunciation so we can talk about communities.
People live in communities. A community is a place where people share the same environment. People in communities live in the same area. People in communities work together in the same area. People in communities might go to the same schools. People in communities might shop in the same stores and markets. People in communities help each other. People in communities work together to solve problems.
So communities, let's see what is first. What is a community? Well, we can start with Jerome here. People live in communities. They're where you live. So it's a space where people share the same environment. Maybe they live in the same area, like the same city. And people in communities work together in the same area as well. They might go to the same school, that's a community. Or they might go to the same shop, in the same stores and the same markets. Or they might help each other in communities as well. So all of these are different ways that people come together to work together in communities. And they can solve problems together. That's all good, right? So what are some good things about communities that we saw in this video? We saw that people in communities can help each other to make lives easier. And what makes a community? It's sharing something. So whether it's that they go to the same school or the same work or the same stores or they live in the same area, all of that is different kinds of community. So all throughout this video, you can think, what is my community? Who are people in my community with me?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Your family is a community. Your family members usually live together and do the same things. You and your friends belong to a community. They share your ideas. They may go to the same school with you. Your neighborhood is a community. They go to the same restaurants. They go to the same banks and the food markets.
So let's talk about small communities, small groups. Let's see what happens first. So in small communities, what's Blossom going to show you? Your family is a community too. So your family members usually live together and they do the same things. Your friends also are a community because you share ideas or you share activities and fun times with them. Maybe they go to the same school as you. Maybe they live in the same neighborhood. Your neighborhood is also a community. Or maybe they go to the same restaurants as you. Maybe they go to the same banks and they have the same food markets. Wow, communities are all about sharing. They're all about things you do in common together. So, are the people that you go to school with a community for you? Exactly, they are. Are the people who live in your neighborhood a member of your community? That's right, they are. Okay, what about family? Are your family members part of your community? Yes, exactly. Community can take all sorts of forms. Family, people you go to school with, people who you live near, all different community members for you.
There are three types of communities: urban, suburban, and rural. An urban area is a city and the places around it. An urban area is an area where many people live and work together. A suburban area is a little away from a city. A suburban area has fewer big buildings. A suburban area mostly has houses, schools, and shops. A rural area is mostly made up of farmland. A rural area is sometimes called a country or countryside.
So let's talk about three specific types of communities. There are three types of communities: urban, suburban, and rural. Let's go through them. An urban area is a city. So it's an area where there's a lot of people. Many people live and work together. Suburban area is a little bit farther out from the city. So as you can see here, Blossom's showing you a suburban area has smaller buildings and it's a little bit quieter. It has more like houses. And a rural area is number 3. A rural area is made up of usually farmland. So it's where there's farmers. It might be called the countryside or the country. So those are 3 types of community. Urban, the city. Suburban, outside the city a little bit. And rural, in the countryside, really far from the city. Where do you live? Do you live in an urban, a suburban, or a rural area? When I was young, I lived in a rural area outside of the city. But now that I'm older, I live in an urban area. I live in a big city. Do you live in a city? Or do you live in the countryside? Or in between? Urban, suburban, and rural. Those are the 3 different types of communities where you might live. So, have you thought about different communities that you are a part of? Do you go to school? Yes, okay. So is your school a community? Yes, it is. And do you do activities like sports, like soccer or swimming or art classes? Do you think those are communities? Yes, exactly. They are communities too. Okay, who do you live with? I live with my mom and dad and brothers. So, if we share things and live together, are we part of that community? Yes, we are, exactly. Let's practice 2 words to make sure we have them perfect with our pronunciation. First word, community. Community. Okay, second word, repeat after me. Second word is share. Share. Let's do them once more. Community. Share. Perfect. Every school you go to will be a different community. So right now, maybe you're in elementary school. When you go to middle school, that will be a different community. And when you go to high school, that will be a different community. Maybe if you go to university, another community. Anytime you're in a group or sharing, that's community. So, I hope you can think of some different communities you are a part of and appreciate them for sharing and a place where you can make friends and be together.